Let's go 2-0, baby.
Mm-hmm. Bear down.
Bear
Chicago
down.
Bears.
Woo! I'm got my Bears hat on, my victory Bears hat on. We're
Transition
2-0,
to the jersey.
baby.
Let's go.
David Montgomery, come back, baby. We're good to go. Lots of negatives in this game, but let's
a dub.
But let's focus on the positives. Let's focus on the positives. Boys, how are we feeling? I mean,
I don't think there was that many negatives in this game. Like, I thought the Bears played really well. And then, this game was way closer than it ever should have been. I mean, 17-13. We go up 17-0. And you think the game's pretty much over. And they still played well. Like, that's the thing. The Giants were able to control the clock in that second half, and the Bears offense couldn't get back on the field. But the Bears played well, I thought. Do you guys agree or do you not agree?
Yeah, totally agree.
Well,
I think there was parts that could have been better, but overall, I thought, especially the first half, it was a great game. Like our leaders led, and in the second half, it seemed kind of like the effort of a few players was kind of off.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, that first half was awesome. It was hard. I don't know. It was that second half was tough for me personally. The Bears looked like they were kind of flat. They looked, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Blake. All right. I'm going to talk to you guys right now. That second half.
Talk to me.
I honestly feel like those throws weren't terrible from Mitch. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
No.
And I feel like he made good decisions. Like, they just couldn't move the ball. Like, maybe more props to the Giants, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting for sure. So
he did not play like an $18 million a year receiver in the second half.
Yeah.
His effort was he did not
tough. First game. That was the first game I've ever seen that Allen Robinson maybe had a little bit of a tough game.
That first interception was that the one where it hit Allen Robinson and bounced up? Am I thinking right?
That was
first one.
The first one. That was the first one, and then the second one I thought was the James Bradberry one where he took it away from him.
Yeah. That was a great play. That James Bradberry play was great.
What do we think about Anthony Miller today, boys?
That was a rough one for him. I do think the passes that were thrown to him, they were tough balls to grab, but I think we've seen him come down with those passes before. So I think that was a little disappointing, especially because he was my player of the game. I thought this was a big spot for him, and he didn't show up at all. But, I mean, he still only finished with 3 targets, so it's not like he had a high volume kind of day either.
That end zone pass to him was on the money.
It was a great throw by Trubisky, and he had multiple of those all game long. Like, even on the interception with James Bradberry took it away from Allen Robinson, I thought that was a good throw. He gave Allen Robinson every opportunity to make that catch. Just James Bradberry made an awesome play, I think, on that. So, I don't know who you really blame that on. I mean, clearly, I guess you would go to A-Rob because he had a chance to catch it. But, I mean, give credit to Bradberry because that was an incredible play.
Yeah. Hey, Blake, show Sam's comment. Show Sam's tweet. I don't have access right now, but show Sam's tweet. My victory hat, Sam. Victory hat, baby. We're wearing this all game. Or when there every wins, baby. But Rubinik, I agree.
Very true.
Well, played better with an easier schedule. We need to be better.
This is a bad take. This is a bad take right now.
Not yet, guy. Mitch played. I don't know. He didn't have a great game. He played well.
I think he was the best player on the field, offense and defense.
Bro, come on.
I mean, David Montgomery had a huge. This one now, this is what we got to talk about because the Bears have a new weapon on offense that we never even knew because Bobby Massey low-key made the biggest play of the game.
I know.
Because think about it. The Bears are then giving them the ball or trying a field goal or anything in that moment. And the Giants have what? They probably have another minute or two on the clock on that final drive to potentially try and go and score. Yeah. So Bobby Massey with the play of the game here.
Not only for the Bears, but also for our blood pressure and heart health.
For real.
Because I couldn't have taken another minute of the last
another one
game.
Like for real. Look at that. Extend Massey.
Extend Massey.
Here we go, baby.
Didn't Massey get an extension last year?
I think he did. Yeah.
I think he got a big extension.
So, but yeah, I mean, that was nuts. Allen Robinson, I mean, he made some good catches. I'm not he just sometimes guys have off games. He's still elite for sure. All in all, interesting game.
Well, wait a second. Let's talk about our boy Darnell Mooney.
Yeah,
with an awesome play.
I'm so hyped for him. I shot him a text right after he fucking scored because that celebration was sick. He did it. He threw the ball down. He just started dancing. I texted him. I was like, that celly was sick. That was a great game, man. A lot of fun to watch him go. And
He stole the Ted Ginn title right out from under Ted Ginn.
Dude, he's wide receiver 2 right now. He's wide receiver 2 right now, for real.
He caught all 3 of his targets today for 36 yards, and I think 2 of those catches came on that same drive.
Yeah, Ted Ginn was a healthy scratch too.
Yeah, that's tough.
Are we
glass case of emotions, Rob? I'm with you, man. I'm sick of having a headache after every Bears game. Every Bears game, they do this to me, man.
That's how it is, man. That is the way of life for us Bears fans. It's
for real.
That's why I got the coffee. I got the caffeine to help me.
Glass right there.
Need more than caffeine, man. Need that strong stuff.
Hey, I just took some coffee. I'm sweating my ass off, bro. Like I'm sweating. I'm fresh out of this fucking game, sweating my ass off right now. But holy cow, what a game, guys! Let's start in the first half. I mean, I thought this was going to be a blowout. Mitch Trubisky comes out with like he did. I mean, I said it. I think we all said it on this podcast on Thursday. Thank you, Noah. I love you. I said it on Thursday. I think we all said it, but Mitch carried that fourth quarter into the first game for sure, and he played well. Man, that throw to Darnell Mooney commanded the field, commanded the score. What happened?
Let's not talk about the spiral on that pass.
Huh? that was a wobbler. Shit. That was going sideways, baby.
But here's the deal though. He still directed. He still made the play alive, and he made that throw. Darnell Mooney made a great play, and that was a cool play to watch. Mitch, let's go, boys, for sure. That was fun. The throw to David Montgomery, what a start he had. Can someone get the final stats on Montgomery?
Yeah, it was like 16 carries for 82 yards, and I think 3 catches for 45.
Awesome. Over 100 yards total.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Montgomery on that first reception TD that he got, like that on the first drive. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that looked like a Matt Forte.
Oh, yeah. That was a patent. Yes, it did. A patent Matt Forte run right there.
Weaving in and out of all the tacklers, dude.
Well, here's the thing: you catch Matt Forte, catch the ball on the sidelines, and weave in and out all the way to your end zone. That's a patent Matt Forte move. Really, David Montgomery's really starting to show himself. I'm really happy he was able to come back in the second quarter or in the second half.
I didn't see much of Cohen after like the first little bit there.
Oh, interesting. When David Montgomery came, well, you know what? They wanted to pound the ball at the end, so they probably just kept David Montgomery in there.
Right, but even in the passing game.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he was involved like at all. So that was a little weird to see, especially after his contract extension. So, I mean, interesting to see how they're going to play that out. But I still thought the running game was really successful today. I liked what they were doing with David Montgomery. And hopefully that just continues to be a trend going forward, because that would go a long way in helping this offense. At least, like we said all offseason, you just got to be middle of the road. And that will be more than middle of the road if the running game continues to play like they have been the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Hey, live game updates here. The Cowboys were getting demolished by the Falcons. They just recovered an onside kick down 2. So
I know. I'm watching it right now on Red Zone.
The Jags came back to make that game close. Hey, I'm going to say this right now. Mitch, we just gave you a shout out. Stop asking for a shout out, Mitch. Shout out Mitch, Bear Maurer. Follow him on Twitter. Our boy Mitch. Mitch, what are you drinking today, Mitch? Let us know in the comments. But awesome game in general. How about this, y'all? Minnesota 0-2, getting killed against the Colts. I want to just point this out. I tweeted this months ago. I said the Vikings are going to finish last in the division. Keep an eye on that. Mitch is 14 beers deep. Jesus Christ, Mitch. God bless. Thanks for the.
Hey, you need that after this kind of Bears game. You need 14 beers, because that'll get your blood pressure going for sure. But let's talk about the defense a little bit. We haven't really talked about that side of the ball. Robert Quinn making his presence known right away in that first quarter. What a first! That was an awesome play, because we talked about it was a bummer last week, and then obviously those rumors that maybe he's going to sit out the whole season, whatever that was, and then to see him come out in the first quarter to make a play like that, you'd love to see that, and that's why you go out and you pay that guy to be opposite of Khalil Mack.
Yeah, absolutely, you pay that guy.
Dude, it was so beautiful, and I'm not used to seeing someone in a 94 jersey doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that was strange. Yes, Leonard Fournette. He was like, oh yeah, that's not Leonard Fournette. That guy's way more. That's a
running back.
Yeah. That guy's way more.
Leonard Floyd. You're thinking
way faster than Leonard Floyd. What was I saying? Leonard Fournette.
I think you said Leonard Fournette. Yeah.
Jesus. Speaking of, Leonard Fournette's rejuvenated in Tampa Bay, but Leonard Floyd. Obviously, the difference between Leonard Floyd, Robert Quinn, very different. But those guys, Quinn and Mac all year, are going to be dangerous. I mean, did you see that one play where Chuck Pagano brought a blitz from Roquan up the middle and nobody blocked Roquan or nobody blocked Khalil and he just walked.
Mm-hmm.
He just walked to Daniel Jones.
Dude, he was back there before the announcers even said anything about the snap.
I know. They're like, and it's just, and he's down.
Oh,
Cowboys just came back to win that game against the Falcons.
Way. Did they
Greg
just Zerline?
Greg Zerline just hit a game-winning field goal against the
Falcons. How long was that field goal? How long was that field goal?
It looked pretty far. But
thanks, Harvey.
So wait, the Bears
He's on my fantasy team.
Bears got the Colts next week. Is that who we got next week?
Do we?
I think so.
Okay. That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a great game.
Falcons next week. So the Falcons now we're going to visit Atlanta. They're 0-2. They got their backs against the wall right now. So
yeah,
this is a big opportunity for the Bears.
They look good in Dallas. Falcons have that three-headed monster in Russell Gage, Calvin Ridley, and Julio Jones. So keep an eye on that.
Isn't Todd Gurley on the Falcons? Did I see his name at the bottom?
Todd Gurley too. That's a good team. He made it.
Look, this comment right here, dude. The injuries this week are crazy across the entire league.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the 49ers alone. Like the 49ers lost Raheem Mostert, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick Bosa. I mean, around the
Kittle was already out.
And let's talk about Saquon Barkley from the Giants for a little bit.
Tyrod Taylor's out.
Saquon Barkley, though. Let's talk about him, man. That's one of the best running backs in the league, and it was in the Bears game today. That sucks to see because
I couldn't help to feel so bad for him, man. He, someone who works really hard, just a great, humble guy who works really hard at the game of football. 2 straight years of injuries. This one obviously is his worst injury he's ever had.
He had a wrist injury or a hand injury that played before that. Comes back in.
Blake, show that AJ comment. Here's another thing that we should talk about too. Trevathan, man.
It was bad.
Not
he
good.
looks bad.
Not good, man. Very slow.
That was a rough. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Danny, but
he's got to. I don't know. I mean, you got to put Roquan on the backs. I don't really know. I don't know how you do that, but that was a tough one for sure. Danny's looking a little slow. Roquan looked pretty good today. How about Kyle Fuller and Jalen Johnson, guys? Suffocating defense.
Is a monster.
Well, Jalen Johnson all game. He didn't even throw to Jalen Johnson. And when he did, it was an incomplete pass.
They tried to target the rookie, and then the rookie fought back every time. Like, I really fuck with that pick from the draft, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. That guy's showing out. And Eddie Jackson today had a phenomenal game. And even though that interception return got called back, that return was electric, man. It was nice to even see that happen. I know it didn't count, but man, that guy is an absolute game changer.
Yeah, he is. Eddie Jackson, great game today, all over the field, making tackles. Did you guys notice he was playing up towards the line of scrimmage more often today? Did you guys notice that?
I noticed him up there and then back.
He was up in the box. He was up more in the box more often today, playing up. It was interesting to see, but there were a lot of times today when Gibson was back. Tayshaun Gibson was playing back, and Eddie was playing up. So very interesting the way Chuck Pagano was doing that, but it seemed to work. The defense looked great.
Did not seem very consistent today.
No, they were horrible today because even on that last drive for the Giants, on one of their 3rd and 10s, like to start the drive, Darius Slayton clearly false start. He moved at the bottom of the screen, and Kyle Fuller was pointing at him, and they didn't flag it. And that's the play that went to Evan Ingram. That was a huge first down on 3rd and 10. Yeah. And that's a call you have to make in that time. Like Darius Slayton clearly moved there. That makes it 3rd and 15. And who knows? We're never the Bears could get the ball back then and just chew the clock out. But then, of course, in typical Bears fashion, we have to have hard.
Can we get a holding call? Like, can we get one holding call?
No, I don't think have they had one call
official Saquon Barkley. Official Saquon Barkley suffered a torn ACL, so prayers to him, speedy recovery. Honestly, I honestly hope he gets a better offensive line. He is one of the better backs in the league. Unfortunately, he just keeps getting injured. But prayers to him for a speedy recovery. He is an awesome human being and an awesome player. But back to the game. Yeah, this is just a pretty good all-around game in the first half. Second half was shaky, but they got the job done. Guys, I want to take this in positives and negatives of the game. So I'll start with Blake first. What are your positives of this game so far?
Positives? Mitchell Trubisky, I thought, showed a lot of poise today. I know that the second half stats didn't really show it, but I thought he looked composed. He made some really good throws. He was making reads. I mean, he had commanded the offense. We said that before the game that you wanted to see 4 quarters. And it wasn't necessarily a full 4 quarters of it, but I really, really liked what I saw out of him. And that's the thing. Like, I'm a harsh critic of Mitch Trubisky. I've been I'm the first guy that has been calling for him to get benched when it's been bad. And today was not bad. And he didn't hit 200 yards, but the 2 interceptions, they weren't necessarily like the first one. I know people have said that was a bad decision, but it looked like on that play it was an RPO. So you risk potentially taking an eligible man downfield if you don't get rid of that ball because your offensive line's already moving forward. And it looked like the read was potentially the inside man, who I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Anthony Miller, but it looked like he got lit up by the linebacker almost 8 yards downfield. So I was I thought there could have been a flag there, and I thought that was the initial read. So I don't really fault him for that one. And then the other one, like I said earlier, James Bradberry made a great play on the ball. So I thought even his 2 interceptions weren't necessarily his fault.
Yeah.
I thought he had a really solid game, and if that's the way he's going to play quarterback, I think the Bears have a chance in every game they play.
Also, this is just from Matt Nagy, the press conference now. Anthony Miller dropped an absolute dime on that throw. That was a hell of a throw by Mitch. Did you guys know what I'm talking about?
No, you're talking about the first quarter
touchdown drop. That was a dime. That was
absolute,
a dime.
That's exactly what you want your quarterback to do in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's everything we've been asking of him.
And the throw to Jimmy Graham, too. I want to talk about that one because that was early on the game, too. And that was a little bit down the field. It was on like a little like flag route, corner route. And he stuck him, man. And that was an awesome throw to see. And like the third down conversions, he was unbelievable on third down.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Like 10
night and day difference.
We had our over-under, which we'll get into, was 5. And he had 9. No, 5. He had 9. He had 9. So we'll get into that. But positives for me, Jalen Johnson and Kyle Fuller continue to impress. This Bears defense is suffocating, just suffocating. The only thing that's really getting them now is those passes to the tight ends or the running backs. Our inside linebackers, Trevathan especially, is kind of slow. But positives, that defense is suffocating, and the run game is fantastic. As my dog's going crazy on my takes, but just really, really awesome stuff. From the running game, like I said, pound the rock. David Montgomery looked fantastic today. Cordell Patterson had some great runs. Tariq Cohen had some really great plays. So some awesome stuff there. But with that as well, we have some negatives. Before we get into negatives, Ryan, give us some positives, and then we'll get negatives, and then we'll recap over-unders. We'll see how maybe Staley did in the afternoon games, and then we'll close out. So, Ryan, what do you got for positives?
Positives, number 1, David Montgomery fucks.
Yes,
he is a superhero.
Fucks hard. Yes.
Yes. Mitch Trubisky, I'm also going to put him on my positives. He played a hell of a game. I think the only thing that he did wrong this game was hold the ball a little too long on a few plays. That's the only thing I can point out that I think could be better from him this game. Honestly thought he had a rock solid game, and I was really happy with the way he played. Yeah. Third positive, our DBs, man. Our DBs are insane. You said it well, like they suffocate wide receivers. And I never felt nervous really about passes, but we did get chunked by those slants and those quick curls because our inside linebackers are kind of garbage right now. And I'll go right into negatives, and I'll do mine. Inside linebackers, bad. Yeah. Some of our wide receiver play was kind of bad today. Like, if it hits your hands, you got to catch that ball. Like, if you want to make $18 million a year, ball hit you in the hands, catch the ball.
True, but the thing is with Allen Robinson is like I give him the benefit of the doubt because more times than not he makes that play.
Yeah, and he does.
I think that one
was
with
just
James
a little bit off today. I mean, maybe just a little off. With everything going on, he had 2 plays that were kind of noticeable. I don't. Again, they're tough plays. Those are such tough plays. Mitch should have thrown that ball a little deeper for A-Rob to get. Allen Robinson still jumped up, got it. He had it. Bradberry made a great play on that. And then the second time, someone just made a play on him. He went for the ball. Someone just made a play. And, that guy on Twitter, Master Magoo or whatever, is probably going to rip Allen Robinson to shreds this next week. But, at all, everybody has those games. It wasn't a bad game. He didn't have any drops or anything, but some questionable plays for sure.
But it's okay because we have the best wide receiver / tight end in the league in Bobby Massey.
That's fucking right.
Best hands in the league, baby.
Best hands in the league. That's like that's Bradley. So they just drew that shit up too. Perfect.
What's what I'm saying? Nagy is already in his laboratory scheming up a play to get Bobby Massey the ball next week. That's going to happen.
Like while he's at the podium at the press,
he's like, he saw that. He's like, I could do something with that guy.
Hey, he had better hands than Anthony Miller today.
Yeah,
true. He had one more catch than Anthony Miller.
Yeah. But negatives today. Again, the inside linebackers were tough.
I think Roquan played a solid game though. I think Danny Trevathan is the one that clearly it looks like he has lost a step.
It's our weak link in the defense right now.
Yeah, but Roquan, I still thought he was flying around the football, and They lucked out that Saquon Barkley wasn't there, because late in that game with the Giants, and they have the ability to dump the ball off to Saquon Barkley late like that and get him out in space. It was nice for the Bears defense not to have to deal with that late. Like, you never want a guy to be injured, but I'd be interested to see how that game is different if Saquon Barkley plays for the Giants.
But how about those second half? How about those second half plays today? Or how about the game today? It was a reverse of what we're used to the last year and a half of horrible play in the first half, really good play, pretty good play in the second half. This week, it was really good in the first half, terrible in the second. But that said, it was a lot of strange plays in the second half. I don't know. It was weird because, like, the Bears didn't really throw the game away. The Giants just played pretty well in the second half, and all in all, it was interesting. But the Bears got the job done. It was a win, and we're 2-0, baby. We're 2-0. We're with the Packers. Everybody else 0-2. Packers 2-0.
Vikings suck.
Vikings suck. Lions suck.
Vikings are dead.
Vikings are tough right now. I love it. We love to see it.
Did y'all see the Kirk Cousins stats? I don't know if y'all follow Ghetto Gronk on Instagram, but he's always putting out NFL memes, and the Cousins one is 11 of 26, 0 TDs, 3 interceptions, 15.9 passer rating.
That's
Jesus
tough.
Christ.
All right,
that's like
over-unders.
Game.
Over-unders. Sack for defense, 4. They tied that, so no one won that. Field goals made by Santos, 3. I think Blake and I had that under. Ryan, I think you had the over on that. Third down conversions, 5. Me and Ryan had the over. Of course, Blake had the under. And, of course, we hit that. That was good. Shout out again to Andy at ARHeck006 on Twitter. Follow him for giving us those over-unders. We're going to be doing those each pregame. Also, Staley is, what is he, 4-0 right now?
I have no clue.
Staley's on a surefire. I have the parlay. Well, I have the parlay. I have the parlay. He's undefeated with his surefire picks right now with the Cardinals to go.
Did you parlay all 4?
No, because didn't the Jags beat the Titans?
No, what?
Did the Jags beat the Titans?
No, Titans won.
Oh, Titans did win. Okay, so
so I parlayed all the surefire picks. Yep.
So Staley's rolling right now.
Just the Cardinals left. Well, let's see. How did Staley do? Ryan, get Staley's things up.
Let me get my laptop.
I'm going to read the schedule down right now. How many viewers we got right now? How many viewers are sticking with us?
We got 3 with us right now.
Let's go, baby. All right.
But yeah, Staley, I mean, I'm nervous about Staley. I think Staley's cooking something up, and we don't even know.
Staley's dangerous. He's going to take the show over.
I should have took the Staley parlay, to be honest. I'm kind of mad that I didn't, because that's going to be a nice little winner there for you.
All right. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah, I got Staley right here.
Okay.
So
Tennessee, Jacksonville Staley had Tennessee.
Staley
had the Bears. Atlanta or
Cowboys.
Dallas? Oh my God.
Staley
Pittsburgh, Denver.
Cowboys. Staley had Green Bay. Staley had the Bills over the Dolphins. 49ers over the Jets.
Yep.
Titans over the Jaguars.
Yep.
Eagles over the Rams.
Nope.
Not good.
That's a loss.
Broncos over the Steelers. Did the Broncos end up bringing it back?
Nope, they almost did. They only lost by 5.
Bucks over the Panthers.
Staley's only got 2 losses right now.
Wow.
Staley's a freaking genius.
Staley's a beast.
This is surprising because it's off a 2019 game.
Good job, Ryan. I love that.
It makes you think, are we in a simulation?
Who knows? But we're betting. I only need the Cardinals to complete that parlay, baby, and Staley's going to be my hero for the weekend.
We do a Staley parlay every week. I mean, is that?
I'm doing it. I'm taking the surefire picks. I'm parlaying that shit every week.
The Staley parlay.
Staley is fucking 9-1 on the surefire.
Staley knows, bro.
9-1 on the surefire selections.
And the one he didn't get
was
a veto. Wasn't it a veto?
No, not a veto. It was the Jags beating the Colts. It was a fluke.
Gotcha.
But how are we feeling about the Bears in general? 2-0 guys. Rolling into next week against the high-powered offensive Falcons. How are we feeling after this game? No points in the second half, rolling into week 3 against the Falcons.
Matt Nagy said it well at the postgame. He said, I would just say that we're okay right now.
Okay.
And
I like that.
That's what I'm going to take as well.
Hey, with an offseason that we had, start 2-0. I'll take that all day, every year, obviously. The Bears are 2-0, top of the division. Blake, how are you feeling?
I've got to take 2-0, man, because these games, neither of them were gimmies for the Bears. Like, the Bears are not in the territory where we can come in any week and feel like, hey, they're for sure getting a win. So, starting 2-0 is a huge bonus. They have to get out to a hot start because the schedule just gets harder from here. If they can find a way to sneak out a W in Atlanta next week, then the Bears are all the way back. A 3-0 start is perfect. Well, it is perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Where's
perfect
our
as
Mitch?
it gets.
Where's our Mitch meter, guys? We got
My Mitch meter is like an 8 out of 10. Oh.
8.
I'm at like a 6.
Dude, he played great.
I was at like a 2 or 3, I think, last week, and I'm up to like a 5 now. I'm working my way towards the 6 there because I thought there was a lot of good things to see from him today.
Absolutely. But all right, guys, that's gonna do it for our post game show. We've got the Bear winning hat here for sure. I'm gonna keep wearing that every time the Bears win post game show. We might change it up. We might start doing the post game show after the second wave of games, after the 3 o'clock games before Sunday night. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Bet, as always, we'll be back next week, 10 a.m. Central. That's a noon game, right? Falcons-Bears noon game?
I believe so, yes.
Will today's Mitch beat Green Bay? Depends on the defense, Rubinik. I like that question. But we'll be back next week on Sunday, 10 a.m. Central. As always, make sure you guys come here. And, of course, we'll have a post-game show. But make sure you guys tune into our Thursday show. We're going to go in-depth into this game. We're going to preview the Falcons-Bears, and we're going to get into all of our other stuff, our big board, and our other segments. So make sure you guys follow us, Lakeshore Live, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at LSL_pod. I am at Uncle Mike 21. Austin Fugel said he is at Ryan Burden, and he is at Blake Hanatho on Twitter. Make sure you guys shoot us a follow. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for waking up with us. Thanks for tuning in for the post-game show. 2-0, baby. We're rolling. Bears back. We're rolling right in to week 3, undefeated against the 0-2 Falcons. Let's get it. We'll catch you guys on Thursday.
Bear down.
Bears.